Hello, y'all. I am back again for another video. So, this video is going to be about getting a better understanding of things like power and stuff like that, right? So, it's hard because one of the things we got to work on is not overindulging in religious debates, right? So, we want to kind of get control of this because what it does, it causes us to fall out with one another. So okay. So this is challenging, y'all. So this is one of the benefits, y'all, that I've had. And actually this benefit right here will make me a little advanced and also make y'all advanced too. So it's actually a privilege to have been with a narcissist. And I'm talking about a full blown narcissist, right? Because what it does, it gets you to understand personalities, right? So if you have been with a narcissist, um, and in this case, I'll speak from the female perspective. So being a girl, okay? So since I've been with a narcissist and someone that's highly narcissistic, what it does, it gives me a lot of insight on how personality really works. Not what we want a personality to be, but how it really works. And so it also will help you to come into a more power position. Because if you've gotten narcissists out of your life, especially coming from a girl perspective or a lady perspective, if I've managed to get that out of my life, um, then I have a sense of power that I can use as needed. So, one of the things I've learned from being in a relationship with a prior narcissist, right, is the behavior of how a man can act when they feel like they're denied something. You're not moving fast enough for them. You're not giving them something they want right now. So what happens is this can feel like a letdown, especially because a narcissist man in general is not working on God's timing. It gives you a better understanding of addiction and stuff like that. So what happens is, even if you're dealing with the empathic person, you got to remember someone that's empathic, they're a bundle of both, right? And so because I'm what you call an aware empath, okay, this is a label and a name that I've came up with. So I'm an aware empath. So I understand there's narcissistic traits in being an aware empath. However, my empathy will always override narcissistic traits. Okay. So being with the narcissist gave me a better understanding of a man and how it works being with the man. Oh, thank you so much. I'm reading the comment here. I got a comment from India, y'all. Love from India from the YouTuber Samraj Kumar Seth. So the YouTuber's name is Sam Raj Kumar Seth. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the love coming all the way from India. There's I live in the United States, but I have been great friends and had some of my most dearest loved ones that I've worked with and in the community that are from India. So I'm very, very grateful for you. Okay. So thank you so much for coming in. And So, oh, and thank you so much for the likes. So, being with a narcissist male, that's someone that's lacking emotional empathy. Yeah, one of my dreams was always to visit India. It sure was. It's nice to meet you too, Samraj Kumar Seth. I appreciate you as well. So, it's weird because a lot of people from India, they would think that I'm from India too, but I'm not. So, especially when I get a little brown, y'all. So yeah, it's beautiful. I just fit right in, you know. So, one of my sons, Daniel, he really has that he's from India look. So, yeah, and it's such beautiful people, y'all. So I appreciate you, and it's nice to meet you too, Samraj Kumar Seth. I appreciate you so much, and thank you for the likes. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. So, in this video, this video is not nothing against men or anything like that. Y'all know I love men. Okay, on this channel, I have a great respect for men and all of that. But what I'm describing here is if you've been with a narcissist, so I'm speaking from a lady's perspective, it gives me insight on how men think and how they behave. And I probably monitored the behavior and observed the behavior of a man a lot because I was with the prior narcissist, right? And this particular narcissist was not beating up on me, hitting me, or anything like that. So it's a good way to observe a man when he's not hitting you, right? When he's not beating up on you. This narcissist never laid his hands on me, okay? So I'm grateful for that as well. But what happens is when you get to understand men and where they really are. So this is one thing I've learned about men that I'll share with you. And understanding my position with the man because I have sons. So when I'm dealing with a man that's older, that's not a teenager, and I am not his mother, I take that very serious. I am not his mother. So I cannot retrain him. I can give him ideas, but I'm actually not in control of the man. So what this means is a man that's my same age, that's an adult, even if he's a young man, if I am not his mother, I have very little authority and control over the man, and he probably will not listen to me or want to listen to me because he doesn't have to. I'm not his mother. And a lot of times they not listening to their own mother. Okay. So I'm actually a great person for a man to meet if he's not controlling his narcissism. And empathic men and narcissistic men will have these traits. So I'm a great person for them to meet because, for one, I am not going to baby him and I am going to treat him fairly because I am not his mother. And when I say treat a man fairly, it also means getting them out of my life too. Okay, so this is one of the things that I stand in my power on. So, having religious debates and stuff. So I'm going to explain to you how I view the one most high in heaven. Okay, so the one most high in heaven, when we believe in a most high, an Allah, Father God, dear God, Jehovah, whatever you want to call God, Yah, when we have that one most high belief, we are equipped with the power. Okay, and the Lord in heaven gives us power. Whether you believe it or not, when you're given this, you even have more power over Satan than you ever think you could because you are given power. So what I learned throughout my lifetime is that once I realized the power that the Lord gives me as a human for me to control myself, once I realized that power that I've been given, I know how to utilize my power a little better and conduct myself. Okay. So, what I'm real good at recognizing is grooming processes. Okay. And men do this unconsciously. They groom me. Okay. All men do it. Okay. They groom you in good ways, and that means they condition you um, to be submissive to certain things. And some men groom you in a good way. So I will name some of the ways men can groom you. They can groom a lady into not accepting much. Okay, that's one way she can be groomed. A man can groom you into allowing him to hit you, insult you, argue with you. They also groom you into accepting their behavior. Okay. They do. They groom you into accepting their behavior. They do it through verbal conversations and through text. Okay. And through nonverbal cues, through body language, the way they look at you and things like that. So they're grooming you to accept a behavior. Okay, so because I was with the narcissist, I am very equipped in understanding this. I was fortunate because I wasn't living with the narcissist. And one of the benefits is of not living with the narcissist is my life was not a living hell in my home. I had a great advantage because I did not live with my ex-boyfriend. At the time, I wanted us to live together. But when I really think about it and it's all over with, it's a great advantage to not have lived with him. You know why? Because I learned more. I was in communication with my ex narcissist daily, but was blessed enough not to live with him. So I was able to observe a lot of behaviors. So, one of the things about me, going back to what I said, I am not a man's mother. Okay. So I can't really make him truly respect me, not from his soul, because I'm not his mother. And so there's a very limited power that I have over the man. And I recognize that limited power. So because I recognize that limited power, I'm able to take more power of myself because I understand a man a little better. After I've been with a narcissist man and had that experience to observe, and I observed this man for over a 10-year period, y'all. I wasn't active in the relationship for 10 years, but I observed this man over 10 years. Even the narcissist told me I'm pretty much an expert now. Okay, so with that being said, if I am interacting with empathic men, I'm going to understand the empathic man as well. So it's not really going to be much he's going to be doing or saying. So this is what normally happens. Okay. If I say no, or a man does not like my no, or wait, if I say wait on something, no, it's not the right time, I can't do it. All of this means no to a man. So right after I do that, for any man that's not a genuinely happy man, okay, and empaths, unaware empaths, and narcissists and narcissistic men, they can all be what you call unhappy. So as soon as I say no, I can't do it, wait, or maybe, the man changes. They all do it. And it's good that they change. You want to see this early on. So they change. So what happens is their mood becomes a little different. Um, they can begin to argue more. Okay. This is a big thing that they'll do, especially with me. And they'll do this with me because I know a lot, right? I I'm a evolved person. Okay. And so they will argue a lot, do provoking behavior. They'll insult, devalue, and all of this they'll do unconsciously. Some of them will do it with malice, but some of them will do it unconsciously. So they will insult, devalue, put down, try to remove my strength or my strengths, become not supportive. So all of the fake support that they appear to have given me, they will begin to remove that. And all men will do this with me, whether they're an empath or a narcissist, narcissistic man, or unaware empath. They all will do the exact same thing just because they're a man. Okay? This isn't no, well, narcissist is going to do it, but an empath won't do it. They'll all do it because of this. They're offended, especially if the man likes me or wants something from me. Okay? It's better if a man doesn't want anything from me. That's the best position I can be in. And that's why my best result to get along with any male, just even as a relative, it will be from a son. Because a son, a biological son, doesn't really want much from me, but just to know that I'm mom, they're loved, and they want to feel secure that they have a mother and that they're loved. My son won't need me in the way that a man would need me if he's interested in me or a relative or friend that's outside of my biological sons. Okay? So that is why, in the real sense of the word, the only male that's probably able to genuinely love me is my sons. Okay? And that's because it's a relationship where it's okay that I say no. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to say this once again. If I'm interacting with my biological sons, not Elijah now, not my abusive son, not him. There's no hope for Elijah right now, okay? Pray for him, not that son. Let's talk about Isaiah and Daniel. My best situation with them being my sons is that they understand I'm going to say no to them. Now, a man that's a husband or boyfriend or a man that's interested in me, he's going to get more angry that I say no or wait or not right now. And he's going to develop more of a hate and permanent dislike for me. Versus a biological son, because I'm his mother, if I say no, wait, or I can't help you today, that son may be mad for a while, but he may not stay mad with me for the rest of his life. And that's because I gave birth to the son. However, men that are outside of my biological sons, they are not my son. So I understand that, number one, I am not his mother. So when a man kind of loses control and gets an attitude, and he's not a overt abuser, the things they will begin to do, every man does it. Okay. Every man that will not hit me or lay his hands on me will do this exact same thing. And this is why it's such a blessing that I was with a narcissist, because he actually taught me what they all do and that they all pretty much are similar. So, what a man will do that's not an abuser, that won't hit me, I mean, physically hit me, he will begin to heavily debate my points. Okay. Everything I say, if I say God needs me, um, God needing me means God wants something from me and he has a requirement for me. I looked the word up. And so anything that I speak that speaks self confidence or any high self esteem, most men don't like it. And so what happens is it kind of keeps me single, and I'm okay with that because I'm protected from the chaos. So, one of the powers that I walk in is my ability to make sudden decisions, decisions that are logical. Okay, see, being with the narcissist, and it taught me to get out of my emotions. HG Tutor, I learned this from HG Tutor about emotional thinking and the addiction that empathic people have with narcissists. That's why they're able to pull us in. So the same experience is going to be for any man, whether he be an empath. Most of the time, I'm going to attract a narcissist or an unaware empath or a narcissistic man. But a narcissistic man, I'm just going to kind of kick that off my system kind of quick. It's not going to go anywhere because I'm going to be like, oh, it's not much there. The narcissistic man, there's not even enough empathy or emotion there to even stay around. So most of the time, I probably will attract an unaware empath or a narcissist, and they're all going to argue. Okay, because I'm the type of woman, I am going to say no to something. Because you have to. Because this is the other catch to it. The man, just like I explained the scenario with my son, any man that is interested in me in any way, they're not my father. Okay? They're not my daddy. They didn't bring me in the world. They didn't raise me. So I'm going to have to say no just because of that reason. It's going to be something that I can't do, that I won't do, and just don't want to do. All of this is going to happen. It has to happen. Because I know right from wrong, and I'm not nobody's Lord, and I can't offer everything. And so what men will do, they'll oftentimes, this is another thing all men do, okay? Whatever they going through that they're miserable about, whether it be they not happy with their job, they not happy because they impotent now, and so they're struggling with being impotent and having sexual issues. They're unhappy with their weight. They're unhappy with their family. They're unhappy with their living environment. They're unhappy with their supply level. They're not happy with the love life that they have. They're not happy with me in general. I cannot make a man happy. I can't. That is something that he has to do on his own. Now, I can make my children a little happier because they're my children and my sons, but I cannot do that for a man, and I am not his mother. That's actually his mother's job. Okay, so the happiness that the man should have, and any happiness that was supposed to be instilled in him, that needs to come from his mother, not me. So whatever happiness that he gained from that, then he brings that into the relationship. I hope this makes sense. This is a true dynamic that I've learned. So what happens is, um, I was a prior domestic violence victim, and I don't do the too much too soon. So I'm not one of those people that you're gonna meet and I'm gonna, okay, we move it in tomorrow. You can come in my house. I've only known you a week. I'm a planner too. So I like to plan things. So what this does, planning is a great protection for me. Because if I plan something with any man, it don't matter his personality type. None of that matters. Whether he's an empath or a narcissist, he's not normal. Okay? Even me, as an aware empath, I am not normal. So I'm going to meet other abnormal people. We're not what you call a normal. HG Tutor that teaches that a normal personality is someone that's low in narcissism and low in empathy. They're just normal. You're not getting much out of them. They're not going to be arguing with you. Then you got a narcissistic person. They're high in narcissism, but they have a small amount of empathy for some people. But they're actually not a narcissist. Then you got a narcissist. There's somebody that has no emotional empathy. And then, of course, you have an empath. They have a lot of emotional empathy, but have narcissistic traits as well. But their empathy will always override their narcissism. However, empaths, if they're not happy, and narcissists, if they're not happy, they're the same. They're unhappy people. So all unhappy people will have high narcissistic traits because they're not happy with themselves or their current life or their environment. So what will happen is men especially will take this out on you. The worst thing you can have is an unhappy man, because if he's unhappy, he's going to take that out on me. Now, what I'm good at is fending this off in the early stage. So I'm a hard woman to groom. Okay, because I cut it off and I stop the behavior before I'm groomed. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a perfect example. The text I just sent. I sent some spiritual texts. I got a text back that says, sorry, I shot craps and had a long road. I am not gonna reply to that text, because I'm not a person's mother, right? So what I try to do is when I'm getting in that part of like explaining myself to people, and I'm getting in religious debates and it's kind of getting out of hand, I kind of start paying attention to my surroundings. Because being with a narcissist, whether you believe it or not, being hyper vigilant, we're taught that that's bad. No, it's not. Hypervigilant people, or what they would kind of call paranoid or extra careful about their surroundings. I'm gonna tell you something about hypervigilant people. Something that does not happen to them a lot. Hypervigilant people will be in a very low category to be murdered because they're hypervigilant. Their radar is always on and picking up a signal. But when you have intuition, you don't need to be so hypervigilant. But being intuitive and being an aware empath comes with hypervigilance, if that makes sense. However, we're kind of taught that, ooh, if you're hypervigilant, you're a paranoid person, you're a scary person. All of that's a good thing, because people that get murdered and get harm done to them and stuff like that, they're not hypervigilant enough. They're not scary enough. They don't protect themselves enough. So stop looking at being hypervigilant as a bad thing. So what happens is with me, it's very good that I had the experience narcissist. Um, Here comes the morning prayer, y'all. Let me see what this says. Let me see if it'll let me do this. Hopefully, I don't know if it disconnected, y'all. Did it disconnect or did it not? I don't know. I just read the prayer. So if it didn't read it, then that's because it disconnected. So can y'all click, put a comment if the prayer went through or not? I'm not sure if it did or not. I think it did, but if not, oh well. I just read the King James prayer. So okay. Um okay, what I do is I catch things. I come with experience. Okay, so I'm not somebody that's easily groomed. I'm not somebody that's really gonna I have a very low risk of being in a domestic violence relationship, and that's because I don't do the too much too soon. I'll schedule and plan. I'm a planner. So what happens is if you plan something with a man or anyone for that matter, what do they normally do before the plan is set in place? They're gonna start acting up. Okay? Because a man does not like wait or I can do it at this time. I understand this. Even though I'm not married at this time, if a man likes me, he automatically feels like he has some kind of entitlement or right to my place in me. He just does. And he's going to feel that just because I'm talking to him. This is just how men are. So so I pay attention to things. I'm very observant, not hyper vigilant, observant. So I'm going to observe things like I said, let's pray over the phone. So we do a prayer together. Okay, but the man never initiates to pray with me again. I'm going to notice that. This is the skill and the talent that I earned from being with the narcissist. And I was fortunate because the narcissist I was with, he want to help teach it to me, y'all. Because he was what you call an aware narcissist. So he want to help teach me what to look out for. So I'm sending texts about the Lord. So sorry I shot craps and had a long roll. I don't get groomed into these type of situations with anyone, friend, family, husband, significant other. I do not tolerate this behavior. It's common sense. If I'm a woman of the Lord, I don't want to hear about this shooting craps. I don't care. See, this type of stuff, because I'm an aware empath, I'm not going to bring this in my home. I will cancel your visit in a heartbeat because I can't, there's no room for me to tolerate it, right? My home is one of the most peaceful places that I could be. It's the only place I know for sure that I can experience good sleep, peace, happiness, good air quality. It's the only place that I can experience the level of peace that I want. I'm out of town. Any toxic family members, I'm away from them. I just don't have to tolerate it, right? So what I am good at, and that and I feel truly, because I'm not a man's mother, I'm not this man's mother. Sorry I shot craps. I'm not getting ready to discipline this man. I'm not getting ready to ask him not to send me this. I'm just not going to reply. I'm not his mother. This is something that the mother should have already taught him, to not be with godly women. However, A disobedient and rebellious man has been taught not to do this, but they're gonna do it anyway. Like my son Elijah, half the stuff he do, I done taught him not to do. But he's a man that's in rebellion against God. So he's gonna do exactly what I taught him not to do. And he's gonna do, no, he's gonna do the opposite of what I taught him not to do, plus some. Wow, y'all. Wow, 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 wow. So I just learned something new. I'm so glad that that stream. So I just learned something new. I'm very excited. So I just learned how to resume my last stream. What I ended up doing, because the live just clicked off and brought up some video. So thank you so much for the extra like. So what I did was I I clicked on the plus sign to continue a live. So I put the live in private. And then I clicked on the plus sign because I'm thinking I needed to start a new live. But when I did that, it asked me if I wanted to resume my first live. So now I know how to resume my live if my live has been interrupted, right? So I need to write down how to do this too, just in case I forget. So I'll put it back in private and then do the plus sign. Or maybe I don't even need to put it back in private. Maybe I just need to do the plus sign, because the plus sign I can upload a video or go to live. So anyway, so one of the things, okay, so I'm going to bring this point up. So I understand moods. Whether you believe it or not, men have more moods than women could ever have. So I understand moods. And this one particular YouTuber sister, I think I might create a playlist for her. She talks she believes in talking about mastering yourself as a woman, and she believes that a lady cannot truly be autonomous with a man. And I believe it's true to a certain degree, and the way she explains it makes sense. It's weird because a lot of her viewpoints I actually agree with. She talks about the childishness of women, the pettiness of them, just the overall, they're not as strong. They need men, they rely on men, you know, just the downfall of being the typical lady. However, when you carry a lot of strength, you're not necessarily typical because you see through too much. You know, some women ain't over desiring men, like we actually understand we can survive without having a man right here. So the moodiness of a man after a no or after they don't get their way, and this behavior needs to be picked up on early on. But what happens is, when I was a prior domestic violence victim, once or twice, I didn't say no soon enough. So what I would do is give a yes to pretty much most of what they're saying or everything, because I'm falling in love so quickly. So I've actually kind of spoiled the man. So by the time I say no, now he wants to explode because I got a spoiled brat on my hand. Now I'm more aware, so I will say no sooner, and the man will show the behaviors early on. So so this is going to be my new criteria. What I love about being an aware empath is my ability to change a behavior that is not benefiting me. So this is a behavior that is not benefiting me. Okay. Going forward, if a man does not go to church or the mosque, he just never goes, and I'm not talking about online. He as of this year, he ain't been to church he does not enter churches or masjid. I am going to be careful of and stop having religious conversations with these type of men. And the reason I'm going to change this behavior is because I notice that when I'm interacting with men, even if they're a married couple that I'm friends with, or they're the pastor and his wife, or they are at the church or masjid, I I don't have out of control religious debates with other Christians and Muslims that actually enter the church. So what I'm going to start doing is, in some sense, if someone does not enter a church, they do not enter a masjid or monastery, I'm going to kind of put them in the category of an unbeliever. Okay. And I'm going to treat them as such. If I know somebody's an atheist and they ain't went to church since they was 1 month old, I don't sit here and have religious conversations with those kind of people. Okay. So to stop attacks upon me, I'm also going to stop sharing my knowledge to someone that everything I say, they in disagreement with it. Okay. Because there's a lot I can say to help your life and their life and my life. But if they don't want to hear it, in that sense, I would have to treat them just like I would my son that's telling me he don't want to hear it. I have to wait till my son wants to hear the knowledge. But because a man that's interested in me is not my son, it's not my position to be waiting on him to get knowledge from me. It's my position to leave him alone. Okay, so going forward, I am going to have no more religious debates and disputes with men that do not go to church. Because if he don't go to church or go to the masjid, this is a man that is still in sin and he is not truly interested in God. So arguing too much with a man, I can't upload my videos as much. So I'm going to stop focus. My focus is just not on a man. So what I do that is very helpful to a man is one of the most blessed things I can do for a man, y'all, is guess what? Leave him alone and let him be in his own misery and his situation. I am not anybody's wife. I do not have to tolerate any man's emotions, his argumentiveness, his taking his frustration out on me. This is one of the benefits of not being married in the first place. You do not have to live with a man and go through this miserable cycle with him. Sorry I shot craps and had a long road. I don't care. Why are you texting me that? Why is a man texting me that? It's unnecessary. So stuff like that. Men with drug addictions, gambling issues, even if the man is not in a way that he's having a gambling addiction, okay? What's really bad is to have these things going on and you're outside the church or you're outside the masjid. So what happens is when you're going to clubs and casinos, there's no intervention happening because you're outside of the church, you're outside of the masjid. So you're conditioned to think that this behavior is normal. Okay. So shooting craps, I don't even know what a long roll is because I'm not dealing with gambling issues or whatever. And the person doesn't have to have a gambling addiction. However, it's an unhealthy behavior. Okay. And I don't necessarily want to hear about it. So Yeah, I'm just it's something that people do when they're bored. So for me, my new rule is to stop having religious conversations with men. And I can add ladies on this too. Men and ladies that do not enter churches. But normally, if I have a religious conversation for a brief moment with a lady, normally it doesn't escalate that far, because a lady that does not attend church, that does not attend a masjid, is less likely to debate with me. Now, a man already considers himself more powerful and he thinks he knows more. So a man is going to argue with me more, even though he does not take his ass to church or the masjid. A man will tell me, I have not been to church in 15 years, but will argue with me every day if I let him. That's the catch. If I let him. This is what I don't let happen. So, what I love about being an aware empath is the new standard that I developed. So, no more of this. If another man is debating with me over any kind of religion or scripture, I'm going to say, look, you do not attend church. You are not a brother in my church. Okay? You are not my pastor. You may even claim that you are a pastor, but you're not my pastor. Okay? So, since we're not in agreement, maybe I need to go have this conversation with my pastor and just let it be. And ultimately, what I do, one of my things I do, and this frees me and keeps me out of domestic violence situations, I do not have men come in my home that argue with me a lot. And they don't have to yell. When I say argue, they're always debating, argue everything I say. Even if it's something spiritual, they don't understand it. They're in disagreement. And I'm going to say this again. I told someone this today. God does need us. He needs us to do his will. He needs us to do his work. The Lord needs me to go visit my incarcerated son, minister to him. The Lord needs me to do these things. The Lord does. He needs me. Okay. So, I repel these situations pretty quickly. It doesn't agree with my spirit. However, what I do like about any man that's displaying any form of narcissism, even if he is not a narcissist, when they're going into these mood swings, getting mad with you because you done said no, when they're displaying any kind of narcissism, it gives me an opportunity as an aware empath to change my standard. Every situation allows me to change my standard for my life and my personal life. So that's going to be a new rule of mine as I grow more spiritually. Already, I mean, I don't tell people about my channel in general. I've never told my ex narcissist about my channel. He knew I had a channel, but he does not know about this channel. He does not know about my channel. This particular channel here, where I talk about life subjects and narcissism and stuff like that. My ex narcissist does not know about it, and so I'm not sharing this stuff because ain't nobody gonna support you. All they're gonna do, they probably gonna just argue with you more, try to make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about, just devalue you. Most friends and family members will be mean once they know you got a channel. They're not going to support you. They're not going to donate, support you, or do anything like that. Especially the Black community. No family member or friend. If it happens, If any family member or friend, I'm talking about a person I individually know, call me or text me or leave me a comment on a live and say, Irene, you're doing a great job. That was a great video. I will let you know. But it ain't happened yet. If I'm made aware that somebody even knows about my videos, they will normally criticize. They will give me a suggestion on ways I can do better, but they will not say that any of my videos are any good, because you're dealing with the Black community. I don't care if they're your cousin, your friend, your sis you grew up with, your bestie. It has not happened. And I have 110,000 views. No person that knows me is going to say anything good about my videos. This is why I don't share my channel. And also, my next new rule is going to be not to let any man that has any romantic interest towards me knowing about my channel. That was something I did with my ex-narcissist, but sometimes being an aware empath, I can build trust for a man. I don't care if it's a religious man or who he is. Going forward, I will not let them know about this particular channel. I'm just not going to do it. Because no man that has a romantic interest towards me is going to say, you did good on that video. And I'm going to notice that he doesn't say I did good on anything. Because the average man, I've never had that in any relationship, y'all. As old as I am, I have never had true encouragement from a man. Not a man that had a romantic interest towards me. It's very rare. It's very, very rare. Not a man where I've had a serious invested commitment with, where I was actually like the for real girlfriend in a marriage, had children with them. If a man has a romantic interest in me, he is not going to support my channel. He's not going to leave comments. This is the behavior of a man. Okay? The only person that's going to support my channel is y'all, my viewers, and logical men that tap in here. Like I had one gentleman that was very supportive of my last live. And was extremely supportive of my last live. And I'm very grateful for that. However, and he was Mr. Watson. I mean, he was a gentleman from Atlanta. Go in my last live and you'll see the interaction that I had with the gentleman. He was from Georgia, actually. And so, but he doesn't know me personally, okay? And if he knew me personally, he might still with support. But it's rare. It's almost 0 to none. I have 110,000 views. I've shared my channel on my Facebook page. And no one that I personally know, whether I send them a video to their phone or something like that, they're not going to support me. No one's ever going to call and say, great job on that video. I like that video. They're just not going to do it. Especially a man that has any type of romantic interest in me. A man that has a romantic interest in me, one thing I've learned about men is that their goal is not to get me rich. Okay? It's just not their goal. I had one narcissistic man outright tell me, and this was a man that was asking to marry me. I never slept with this man, never was intimate with this man. He was offering for me and my children to move in his house. You know what he told me? He told me he wants me to support what he does, but he will not support anything that I am doing. Can you believe it? A man that's actually asking to marry me, telling me right up front that he will not support anything I do. Now, the beauty of that situation is most men are not going to be that honest. They just are not. And he means it like this. When a man says, I'm not going to support you with what you want to do. So what he's saying is, say I want to, this man was into buying properties. So he told me that he's looking for a woman that will support him with him being a property owner, but he will not support anything that I do. Told me this right up front. But he was talking to the wrong one, because I don't support him buying properties. They're not my properties. He's not my man. He's not my husband. And he meant it literally. That means if I'm on a YouTube channel, he's not going to support it. He's not going to support if I published a book. He's not going to support if I write a poem and publish it. It wouldn't make a difference if my poem sold as many poems as Maya Angelou published. If I wrote the best poem and writing that poem literally made me famous, that man is not going to support it. And he was telling me that up front. But the beauty of that is he's teaching me about how men really think, most of them. Sometimes my youngest son, he'll say, good job. You still doing your channel, mom? Good job. He'll say it. But remember, that's a son. He's just giving back what I give out. I taught my son to encourage. So if my son is not mad at me, he could return the encouragement. My oldest son will say, good job, mom. But when there's a romantic interest with a man, he's not my son, right? So that encouragement may not be there. I hope when my sons meet their wives, they're just as encouraging. I hope they take the trait of encouraging me and take it and use it within their relationships with their wives. I hope so. Let me check and see if there's any comments. I guess there's no new comments. And I guess it erased the old comments or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, that's just gonna be one of my new rules. If I'm not having no more religious debates with any man that does not attend church. I don't care how smart he is. You can't be that knowledgeable because you do not go to church. You do not go to the masjid. You do not call me and say, sis, you want to pray. I'm tired of negativity too. And then I just got to stop arguing, because when you're on a public platform, one of the reasons you want to stop having heavy debates with people is because you are in a teaching position now. And you actually have a reputation. Okay, so I have a small YouTube channel, but this is things that I don't do outside of this channel. I just won't do it just because I have a small channel. I don't be in and out of clubs. I'm not gambling. I'm not on drugs. I'm not I did kind of the other day, y'all. one of the jail lives, I was kind of a little. My oldest son Isaiah, he's learning how to be more supportive of his little brother, and that's working out. But I was like, in that live, I was like, say bye, say bye. I kind of got pissed off, but it worked out. I'm human. Am I somebody that never raised my voice or whatever? No, I raise my voice sometimes. I was a little pissed off on that live because I really, it's important to support your siblings, especially if they're incarcerated. And my oldest son, Isaiah, he does want to do it. I just was like pissed off. Like, I just lost my patience, y'all. It's a lot being in a situation where your son is incarcerated in the first place. So it's just a lot. So that's just going to be one of my rules going forward. One of my rules is going to be not to be arguing and having religious debates with men that do not attend religious events. They think they too smart to go to church. They think they too smart to be at the masjid. And the reason I'm going to stop doing it is because when I have conversations with men that do attend the masjid or church, the debates, they're more discussions. They're not so much the debates don't get so heavy and angry, and they're not so mad with me, and they're not in this mood. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. One of the things I like about being unmarried is I don't have to deal with the mood of a man. Dealing with them over the phone, I just don't have to subject myself to that, right? And it's one of the benefits of being unmarried. If I'm gonna have a romantic interest, I would rather not be with a man that's moody and not controlling his mood. He doesn't have control of it, right? I try to like that's one of the gifts I have, right? Is being able to get my mood under control. Because I don't have an unhappy mood in the first place. Like, I'm somebody that people like to call me. I'm gonna be honest, I get calls that I get because I don't have a depressed spirit, right? So like when you call me, like I'm the same person on my videos that I am on the phone. So when you call me, I'm like, hello, hello. I'm more in a chipper mood. I'm not like I'm not a person that you're gonna be calling very often or at all, and I be sad and depressed. I can have a bad day every blue moon and be like a little pissed off, but I don't have that sad and depressed spirit. And I really don't like talking to men when they're in that type of mode. And that's what I witnessed my ex narcissist go through. Oh my God, his mood was just, he had such a deep depression that he just could not shake because he couldn't shake alcohol too. But men can have this exact same thing and they not be on no alcohol, y'all. They can just naturally have it when you start saying no to them. They don't have to be on alcohol to have this type of spirit. Okay? So I know a lot about how men kind of think and behave. I've observed them for a very long time, and it's not much there that's a big deal to me anymore, right? It's their behaviors are gonna be kind of like similar in a way, and it's always gonna be a turnoff because it's gonna be very hard for a man to maintain what he started out doing. I don't care what it is. If he started out having sex with you 8 times a day, he's gonna struggle to maintain that. Okay, because eventually he's gonna become older and impotent, and some of them gonna get obese, and some of them gonna be deceased. Some of them die, y'all. He can't do none of that he did in the beginning because he's now passed away. R.I.P. Okay, that's just literally how that is. Same way with women in that sense. They don't live out their days, right? So it's always. So these are going to be the areas where I'm going to better myself. So now I have a new standard. Not to indulge in deep religious conversations um, with men that don't go to church. Or one that's kind of like some men, they know it all. You know, one of the advantages, this is one thing I can say. When I was with my ex narcissist, he told me that he was going to hell and knew he was going, right? But one of the advantages in that situation was that spiritually, since he was, you know what it was? When that man did say something spiritual, it actually meant something too, because it's like, wow, he's right about that. This man is right, even though he claimed he going to hell in the next hour. So in that situation, I was more spiritually ahead. And so all the narcissist could really do was compliment those traits in me. So if sometimes two religious people with a lot of knowledge is too much competition and it won't work. And a man is just going to be convinced that I'm dumber than him, even if he's not a misogynist. It don't matter. He's going to be convinced that I don't know as much as him. Okay. And I don't want to deal with men's I'm fine now, like the stage of life I'm in with I'm convinced of this. Okay, I've gotten to this point. The average man, 99.9% of men that I would, if I brought one in my house right now, my life is not going to get better. That's just the honest to God truth. We're not going to get better. There's enough problems here. And so one of the things I recognize as an aware empath, and I've learned this, no man is really like saving me from stuff. That's one of the things that this one sister teaches. I'm going to create a playlist of her teachings, and she's right. They're not really saving you from stuff. And I've learned that, and I absolutely agree with her. I'm going to create a playlist of this sister in my playlist on this channel, because a lot of what she says, and she also teaches that a woman's not going to really be able to complete mastering herself, and she can't be autonomous with a man because the man's not going to allow her to. And this goes along with this like religious debates and stuff like that. So it's just not going to work. And then if we're going to have religious debates, no man ever does this either. I've never had a man do this, where I mention an idea and he's excited about it, right? So if I mention, let's start a clothing store, let's start a podcast, there's never any excitement, okay, from the man. And it's not because men don't get excited about it. I've just never been with a man that's actually on my team. The average man is just going to want me to do something, whether they want me to do it now or in the future. They're going to want me to have sex. They're going to want me to be married to them. All things that do not benefit me. Me having sex with a man, me being married to a man, most likely will not benefit Irene. Okay? But they will never want to do And I'm not saying all men are like this. I'm saying my experience, because they are not truly invested in me doing better as an individual. Because the average man, to be honest, because I'm an intelligent, smart woman or lady, there will be a slight jealousy of me. There will be jealousy of me. It just will. Most people will be jealous of a Scorpio's strength. They just will. So it's going to be very hard to match me because of those elements. Because, for one, I realize that marriage and being under the whim of a man may not benefit me. I cannot be with a man that is having spiritual arguments with me. I'm just not going to do it. It's a sign of disrespect. If I tell a man that God needs me, my son needs me, and he argues with me, he don't respect me. There's no respect, not genuine respect. There's no genuine respect there. He may be faking respect, but there's no genuine respect. Another thing I'm going to do is no longer debate and argue with someone when I have left a major part of Christianity and went to non-denominational viewpoints of Christianity. Also, moving on to other religions outside of Christianity. So if that particular person is not came into that knowledge and moved out of Christianity in the way that I have, and know the knowledge of another religion that's not a Christian religion. See, if you are leaving Christianity and you're learning a different Christian religion, you still going to have the same issues. You're going to be worshiping the wrong person. You're not going to have full understanding. So because I completely at some point branched off from Christianity and learned something new, I'm going to stop arguing with men and debating with them, and they haven't branched off into that realm. Because in that sense, I may be a little bit more advanced in that area. But these are the issues. It's never failed. If I say no, can't do it, wait, it's not the right time, they always are going to begin to act like a demon. And I mean a demon. They're going to be in a bad mood. Everything I say, they're going to rebel against. Some of them will go so far and start hollering at you. And what happens in my case, I end up raising my voice at them. I can talk for a whole hour and the man be like, well, I didn't understand anything you just said. He might not, because he's not listening to you. He don't care enough to listen. Once you tell a man no or wait, they ain't listening to nothing I'm saying. I've already gone through this. I'm not going to take myself through it again. I'm just going to come to the point of the conclusion. I'm going to just wait on the Lord. And I've just came to the conclusion that my talents will be better used in maybe not being a wife or anyone's girlfriend. I'm just going to work harder in my channel and just support y'all. Because it seemed like y'all are listening and want to learn something. And oh my God, this is my thing. Right now, I'm not sexually active, right? That's why I can teach the way I'm teaching now. I'm not sexually active. Because I'm selective, y'all. So imagine this. This is one of the reasons I stay not being sexually active. When men act like they moody, and I see the way they react just from a simple no. And these men don't get better as they get older, right? I don't have sex with these men because, for one, I ain't the lady you're gonna be putting your hands on. Okay, I'm not the lady you're gonna be hollering at. I will do some time in the penitentiary. You lay your hands on me. And I truly mean that. So it's a concern of mine to become sexually active with a man that is going into a mood swing, depression. We already need therapy, and we ain't even began the marriage. He don't want to listen to none of my knowledge. Why you need a wife then? Go jack off. This type of man and these type of men, they don't need a wife. Just go jack off, man. Because, to be honest, a man, check out the Theodore Roosevelt story. Eleanor Roosevelt was one of the most powerful first ladies. Theodore Roosevelt wife. And I'm not trying to talk about her, right? She's the one that started Social Security for disabled kids, I think. I think that's one of the things I studied about Eleanor Roosevelt. In general, Eleanor Roosevelt was considered to be one of the unattractive first ladies. I don't think she's unattractive. Eleanor Roosevelt is pretty to me, but in the president world, she was considered to be not so hot. Oh, but that brain. Theodore Roosevelt was one of the smartest men to have a wife like that. And he was able to handle the situation. Basically, he understood, Theodore Roosevelt, the president of the United States, he understood that Eleanor Roosevelt was the smart one. But he wasn't thinking from his narcissism, right? So that's just one of the things I'm going to implement. As I learn men, and no more religious debates with men that are not at church in the masjid. I'm not going to respect what they're saying anymore. The next man, I'm going to be like, where do you go attend service? I don't really want to be having like debates. I want to be at service and learning. Let's see what we can learn. Not being in this competition. I don't want to deal with no more competition. Every man that I've been around, and the more and more I stay not sexually active, I'm just learning so much from men. I've learned so much from men since I have not been sexually active that it almost makes me not want another one. Truly, see, when you're sexually active, sometimes you ain't really learning a man. You might be learning about that good dick now, but when you stop learning about that good dick, you learn something else. And what you learn is that the mind of a man is not what it should be. You also learn that being in another long-term relationship with a man or living with a man may not be worth it. 3, you learn that that man's influence and any man's influence may actually hurt your life, inclusive of your kids' life. I understand that bringing the wrong man in my house is only going to hurt my children. I also understand this. Oh my God, I know this for a fact. I've learned this from being with abusers. Once he's in the house, he's just out of control because of this. He is not my son. I'm going to repeat this as many times as I need to. And more women would still be alive if they understood this. One black woman every 5.5 hours is getting murdered by a black man because she think that he her son. He not listening to you, ma'am. He's gonna put a few bullets in you. And even if he doesn't put bullets in you, he's going to psychologically abuse you. Men are too combative for me. Whether they yelling or arguing, they're just too combative. And I'm not going to say they acting like a girl. When I say they're combative and like argumentative, that doesn't mean he's acting like a girl. He's acting like a man. I don't like it when people say, well, this one video, I'll find this one video where now this man was acting like a woman. I'm gonna try to find this video and give you an example of how a man is acting like a woman. But I would have to go get my speaker to let you hear this, right? It's a certain men do act like a woman, but any man that I'm interacting with, they're not acting like a woman. That's not what they're doing. Like a man having religious debates with you and stuff like that. I'm just going past here looking at this photo that I was sending to my cousin about Becky got shot 5 times. She's deceased, may she rest in peace, but it's just showing you how immature a black man can be, you know, and just how things come out of pocket, you know. I'm trying to find this video so I can kind of play some of this. I want to give you an example of how a man is actually acting like a woman. And it's not I don't communicate with men that act like that. I don't. Let me see if this is it. I'm trying to find this video, yeah. Women everywhere choosing Abby X. Yeah, it's not this one. I mean, this black man just snapped out on this woman. Let me see if this is it. No. Another thing I'm getting ready to stop doing is texting. I've spoke against texting before on this channel. So I got to get that back up under control too. Because texting, but people are not reading your text, right? People are not reading your text. People have jobs and stuff. They really don't have time to read them. That's another thing. Men, they will not be attentive. Okay. They're not reading your text. Even if they ask you to text, they're not reading it. Okay. So that's another thing. I'm just getting ready to stop texting altogether for a while. I do that. I just take breaks. I really only text people where we just talk. We talk as well, But the thing is, when you talk to someone often, they will neglect y'all texting relationship. Your texting relationship is separate. It's just like if you're emailing somebody, right? Your email relationship with someone is totally different from your texting relationship. And God, I want y'all to hear this black man. I'm trying to give you an example of what it's like when a man is acting like a woman, right? And talking like a woman. But a man within itself, when a man is being combative or argumentative or he's in heavy disagreement with you and he's not cussing you out, he's not acting like a woman, he's acting like a man, because that's how men act. When they think they smarter than you and stuff like that, they just argue, they're combative, they're not listening and stuff like that. They're acting like a man, they're not acting like a woman. But I'm trying to find this video where in this case with this particular man, he is acting like a woman, but he was more on a more ghetto level with it. I'm scrolling looking for it, y'all. I'm looking for it because it'd be kind of nice to hear, and then I'll run and get my speaker so y'all can hear it and stuff. But these are just going to be some changes I'm going to make. And I need to start going to the masjid, and I need to start going to church more as well. I'll go to both, y'all. I mean, sometimes you need both, you know. And even in this one clip, Leon tells his mama off. He ain't acting like no woman. He acting like a man. Here, I'll play this one. This how men act for real, y'all.
Money that Jerome makes 10 times the amount of money that I make 10 times the amount of money that Jerome makes. I sacrificed for you to be a doctor. You were supposed to be somebody. I am somebody, Mama. Now, maybe not what you wanted me to be, but a whole lot of people would like to be me. Well, that's because a whole lot of people don't really know you. You know, for most all of my life, all I can remember saying is, yes, Mama. Yes, Mama, I'll try and do better. Yes, Mama, I'll try and do it your way. Yes, Mama, if that's the way you want it, then that's the way I'll do it. Yes, Mama, I'll try and get straight A's. Yes, Mama, to this. Yes, Mama, to that. Yes, Mama, yes, Mama, yes, Mama, yes, Mama, yes, Mama. Mama, please, why don't you let me off all of this? I go through all that I've been through, and I win. And now I got money, I got results, and I am somebody. You know, I make 10 times the amount of money that... Yeah, so this is Leon tells his mama off. I'm gonna put this video short in the description box, y'all. I was trying to hold my laugh, but you know, a lot of people would say he's acting like a woman. He's not. Leon is acting like a total man. Because you know why? Let me tell you why he's acting like a man. He ain't said one cuss word. Despite what y'all think, all that cussing and stuff, y'all hear me cussing on this channel. That's what girls do. Men don't be cussing like that. Despite what you think, a lot of men have more control of their mouth, especially a professional black man. So in this short, Leon, he has not said one cuss word to his mama, but he is firmly and assertively speaking his mind to his mother. And a lot of people would say, oh, this is a bitch ass nigga. No, he's not. This is how men act, real men. This is an independent man that's letting his mother know that he making his money
and he making moves in the way that he wants to, and the rest of the world respects the moves that Leon is making. This is from the movie Body and Soul. And he's letting his mama know, that's your opinion, mama. I've been respecting you ever since I've been here. I'm going to play it again.
You know, I make 10 times the amount of money that Jerome makes.
I sacrificed for you to be a doctor. You were supposed to be somebody.
I am somebody, Mama. Now, maybe not what you wanted me to be, but a whole lot of people would like to be me.
Well, that's because a whole lot of people don't really know you.
You know, for most all of my life, all I can remember saying is, yes, Mama. Yes, Mama, I'll try and do better. Yes, Mama, I'll try and do it your way. Yes, Mama, if that's the way you want it, then that's the way I'll do it. Yes, Mama, I'll try and get straight A's. Yes, Mama, to this. Yes, Mama, to that. Yes, Mama, yes, Mama, yes, Mama, yes, Mama, yes, Mama. Mama, please, why don't you let me off all of this? I go through all that I've been through, and I win. And now I got money, I got results, and I am somebody. You know, I make
Yeah, and that's basically the bottom line. Leon told his mother, and he raised his voice at his mother. Men do that. But he didn't hit her. He didn't assault her, cuss her. He didn't grab her. He didn't do any of that to his mother. And she was acting like a whole woman in this video because she showed him that sarcasm. And this actually is the traditional relationship between a black man and a black woman. Even if this was not his mama he was talking to, he would talk to his wife the same way, because this is actually how a man behaves. Now, when he's cussing, talking crazy, acting like my son Elijah, that's a bitch ass nigga. He's not a man, but this Leon is a man. He stood up to his mother, said his piece. It was short and brief. He let his mama say her piece. He got pissed off about his mother's sarcasm and her reality, because she don't support what he's doing, obviously. He stood at a distance. He wasn't aggressively right in his mom's face. And this is how a man behaves. They raise their voice. He's having a fit, y'all. This is how men really act. This ain't a bitch ass nigga. A lot of people would look at this video and say, well, this is a bitch ass nigga, but he's not. And this is the behavior, even though he's acting like a real man. Leon is acting like a real man. He's furious with his mother. However, he respects his mother enough to not get violent. Both their eyes is like red, y'all. They is tripping. Him and his mama, okay? But this is how men act. And I'm tired of it. I don't know if I want another man. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of black men and their behavior problems. And I'm not talking about my sons per se. In all reality, like my son Elijah with his abusive behavior, I don't have to put up with his shit because he's not my man. Okay? And I just don't want to deal with another black man and their behavior problems. And they wanted to challenge me. It's nothing I'm getting from it. The man has to be out there. I need more support. You know what I probably need, y'all? I'm going to tell you what I need. I probably need a millionaire, right? Let me tell you why. I think, because I talk a lot about my grandmother and her neglect and stuff like that. I think if I found a man that had a business mind, and he had this real business mind, he may know how to support me. Okay? If I found a man with a business mind, he might support my channel, and I have 15,000 subscribers, and 500,000 views. Okay. But I would have to find a man that had a business mind that is not jealous of me. Okay. And that's the problem. I think I haven't met that yet, right? And I don't think I'm gonna find it just because he's a religious man. There's just too many mood swings. Listen to Leon again. I'm gonna go get my speaker so I can turn this up louder so you can hear how crazy his ass is acting. But he's acting like a man. This ain't no bitch ass nigga. Leon is not a bitch ass nigga in here. He's not. Hold on, let me get my speaker, y'all. I am getting my speaker so y'all can hear this. Okay, I am back, y'all. I got this speaker because I want y'all, and I'm gonna put this video in the description box. So make sure you check the description box. This is gonna be a short, but I want y'all to
Most all of my life, all I can remember saying is yes, mama. Yes, mama, I'll try and do 10 times the amount of money that Jerome makes.
I sacrificed for you to be a doctor. You were supposed to be somebody.
I am somebody, mama. Now, maybe not what you wanted me to be, but a whole lot of people would like to be me.
Well, that's because a whole lot of people don't really know you.
You know, for most all of my life, all I can remember saying is yes, mama. Yes, mama, I'll try and do better. Yes, mama, I'll try and do it your way. Yes, mama, if that's the way you want it, then that's the way I'll do it. Yes, mama, I'll try and get straight A's. Yes, mama, to this. Yes, mama, to that. Yes, mama, yes, mama, yes, mama, yes, mama, yes, mama. Mama, please, why don't you let me off all of this? I go through all that I've been through, and I win. And now I got money, I got results, and I am somebody. You know, I make 10 times the amount of money that Jerome makes.
I sacrificed for you.
he said, I make 10 times the amount of money that Jerome makes. This is what Leon said to his mama, right? You know what they acting like when me and my baby boy Daniel used to get into it? That's how they acting, like me and Daniel. Me and Daniel, the way Leon kind of got mad when the mama put that sarcasm on him. I do that to Daniel, y'all. We getting better. We working it out. But it reminds me a little bit of me and my youngest son, Daniel. But Daniel's not a bitch ass nigga though. See, I'm trying to show you and tell you my perspective. This is how a man really acts. But a lot of women will say, oh, he acting like a bitch ass nigga. He yelling at his mom. No, he raised his voice. He didn't cuss. He's giving his perspective. And this is how he stood off at a distance. He's not too close to her. He's not aggressive. Neither one of them are putting their hands out. They are having a heated dispute. They are.
Jerome makes.
I sacrificed for you to be a doctor. You were supposed.
She said she sacrificed for Leon to be a doctor, and he was supposed to be a doctor. She wanted him in a different line of work.
To be somebody.
Look, the mom says, you're supposed to be somebody. And this is what a man will tell you. I am somebody, mama. Shit, Leon not playing around.
I am somebody, mama. Now, maybe not what you wanted me to be.
You hear that? Maybe not what you wanted me to be. That's what a man will tell you. This is a real man here. I may not be what you wanted me to be, but I am somebody, mama.
But a whole lot of people would like to be me.
Well, that's because a whole lot of people don't really know you.
You know, for most of all of my life.
Ooh, she heard him there. She said, that's because a whole lot of people don't really know you. Ooh, he was walking out the door till she said that. And the way she knew how to say it soft, too. She knew how to talk to Leon. She gave birth to this man. So she knew how to say, because a lot of people don't really know you. Woo, that hurt. He turned around and came back now. But this is a real man because he ain't charged at his mama, y'all. He ain't jumped out to fight his mama.
Oh, you.
You know, for most of all of my life, all I can remember saying is, yes, mama. Yes, mama, I'll try and do better. Yes, mama, I'll try and do it your way. Yes, mama, if that's the way you want it, then that's the way I'll do it. Yes, mama, I'll try and get straight A's. Yes, mama, to this. Yes, mama, to that. Yes, mama, yes, mama, yes, mama, yes, mama, yes, mama. Mama, please, why don't you let me off all of this? I go through all that I've been through, and I win. And now I got money, I got results, and I am somebody. You know, I make 10 times the amount of money that Jerome makes.
I sacrificed for you to be a doctor. You were supposed to be somebody.
I am somebody, mama. Now, maybe not what you wanted me to be, but a whole lot of people would like to be me.
Well, that's because a whole lot of people don't really know you.
You know, for most of all of my life, all I can remember saying is, yes, mama. Yes, mama, I'll try and do better. Yes, mama, I'll try and do it your way. Yes, mama, if that's the way you want it, then that's the way I'll do it. Yes, mama, I'll try and get straight A's. Yes, mama, to this. Yes, mama, to that. Yes, mama, yes, mama, yes, mama, yes, mama, yes, mama. Mama, please, why don't you let me off all of this? I go through all that I've been through, and I win. And now I got money, I got results, and I am somebody. You know, I
am somebody. Tell him, Leon. So this is a real man. So, y'all, when you listen to something like this, get you an ice cream bar. I got me an ice cream bar. This was good. I love content creating and content creation because I didn't even know that I was going to implement this. And I am going to put this video in the description. So you just click below. And then you'll see this video link in the description so you can listen to it yourself. Okay. So please check that. But I am beginning to think that to be my best self, to honestly be my best self, I will end up being single and being without a man living in the home. That's just the outcome because I just don't get the proper support. Like I have never met a man to encourage my writings. I just don't get it. And so I stop doing what I'm doing. However, I'm not gonna let that happen. So what I do, like another thing with having a man, you get so invested in what they're doing. So if you're on the phone, you're hanging around the man, you're now on the man's time. So you're on their time and then your wheel of time stops. So it's like you jump on a different wheel. So it's like a bike. You got the front wheel. The front wheel is your wheel. So it's turning. As the bike is rolling up ongoing, as the bike is being rolled on, the front wheel is rolling. But then the back wheel is the wheel of the man. So you jump on the back wheel and it's turning. But when you're on the back wheel with the man, the front wheel is not turning. And this is a lot of the time consuming behavior and the consistency of the time that it takes to even be socializing with the man. I'm very cautious of it. And because it can take away from my channel. However, no man's going to support my channel. And I'm just getting to the point. I guess for me, those are some of my desires in a relationship. You know, I just have never had, I've never been with a very wealthy man as well. I've never been with like a millionaire or something like that. So I don't know if that would be a better support system. You know what I mean? I just don't know. But I do know that I've learned a lot about men, and I'm giving you an idea of what to do. And men, I would apply this to ladies. She don't go to church. She don't go to the mosque. Stop having religious debates with people that will not enter the house of God. Because no matter what they claim they know, if they're not under other pastors and learning from others, and you know what? If you got that much knowledge, you definitely need to be at the church or masjid, because some of that knowledge that you have, you need to take in the building. So that's basically the conclusion I've came to, and that's the new decision. Any man that I'm having a lot of debates and arguments about, or arguments with, and we debate too much, it's only going to get worse when y'all are in the home together. It just won't get better. Those debates and arguments are going to lead into fights, and sometimes they will lead into physical disputes. The man going to be walking around not talking to you for days. A lot of women deal with that too. A lot of men don't beat you up. I know a sister that was done like that. Her first husband, he just went months and months without talking to her. Still having sex with her though, but not talking to her for months and months. And he did this for many, many years. That was the way he emotionally tortured his wife. Eventually, when her kids got older, she didn't want to tolerate it no more. However, this was the way her husband did her. He didn't hit her. He stayed right there in that house with her and didn't talk to her. That causes a lot of damage to a woman when a man does that. He sure did do that. So to sum it up, in summary, especially for ladies, have a waiting period. Stop meeting with men so quick. Y'all had a few good conversations. Y'all talk on a regular. You got to meet with him next week. He ain't done nothing to prepare to be in your house. He don't care to do nothing to prepare. Y'all just gonna meet next week. Have a more extended plan of when y'all gonna hang out. And then if y'all arguing and debating too much, cancel it. This type of man should not be in the house. If you go into church and you're trying to go to the masjid on a regular and the man don't do this, don't bring him in. If your religion is against gambling and he's gambling, don't let him in. Stop having debates with men and ladies that don't attend religious events and organizations. My religious debates, y'all, never get that out of hand with people that attend church or the masjid. It just doesn't. Because y'all are on a different wavelength. You're actually going out and actually doing the work and investing in a real relationship with God. Okay, so this is just my suggestion, and this is going to be, as an aware empath, I'm going to implement this change in my life. That's why I love being an aware empath. I have the ability to change, and I'm going to say this. The Lord gives you power to use. He gives you many powers and gifts that you as a human can use. You don't have to just sit here and pray like you're casting some kind of magical spell and like you have to wait on everybody, or like you just got to wait on the Lord. You waiting on people and the Lord, and you don't have to do that. Stop feeling like God had you on some kind of punishment. God ain't punishing you. You punishing yourself, and you're getting a little ungrateful. I'm not on any punishment or anything like that with God. I'm just not. I was able to get out of my bed this morning. I'm not on no punishment and restriction. I can walk and talk. I was able to click go live. So no, you got to find out what the Lord wants you to be doing and then be doing that, because you know why? Sometimes we feel like, or some people feel like they're on some kind of punishment or restriction from God because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. If you're utilizing your talents and powers that the Lord gave you, then you won't feel like you're on no punishment. You just won't feel like that. I don't feel like I'm on any type of punishment at all, because I am doing the best I can to use my talents, teach, preach, and learn myself. I'm always open to learning. So please like, share, and subscribe, y'all. And y'all want me to end with Leon again? Fair use, y'all. Fair use. I'm going to end with Leon talking crazy.
Sure, I make 10 times the amount of money that Jerome makes.
I sacrificed for you to be a doctor. You were supposed to be somebody.
I am somebody, Mama. Now, maybe not what you wanted me to be, but a whole lot of people would like to be me.
Well, that's because a whole lot of people don't really know you.
You know, for most all of my life, all I can remember saying is, yes, Mama. Yes, Mama, I'll try and do better. Yes, Mama, I'll try and do it your way. Yes, Mama, if that's the way you want it, then that's the way I'll do it. Yes, Mama, I'll try and get straight A's. Yes, Mama, to this. Yes, Mama, to that. Yes, Mama, yes, Mama, yes, Mama, yes, Mama, yes, Mama. Mama, please, why don't you let me off all of this? I go through all that I've been through, and I win. And now I got money, I got results, and I am somebody. You know, I mean...
So let me, I could mock this, y'all. Wait a minute. I like mocking stuff. You know, I make, wait a minute. Let me see what he make. You know, I make 10 times the money that Jerome makes. She said, I sacrificed for you. You were supposed to be somebody, Mama. Now, maybe what you wanted me to be, but a whole lot of people want to be me, Mama. Well, that's because a whole lot of people don't really know you. That's what Mama says. You know, for most of my life, Mama, I've been saying, yes, Mama, and do better. Yes, mama, I'll do better. Yes, mama, if that's the way you want it, then I'll do it. Yes, mama, I'll try to get straight A's. Yes, mama, to do this. Yes, mama, to do that. Yes, mama, yes, mama, yes, mama, yes, mama. Please, why don't you let me off all this? Is what Leon said. I go through all of that. I've been through and I win. And now I got money. I got results. And I am somebody, mama. That's Leon. Y'all. Oh, this is funny. But yeah, I'm gonna put this in the description box. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leon is funny. I'm telling you. This is me and Daniel. My youngest son, Daniel. They're acting like me and Daniel. It's funny. Wow. He got the complexion of my youngest son too. And that afro hair, but my son wears dreads. Leon would have looked good in some dreads too. I love his mother's hair. I love the natural beauty of the Black man and woman. So yeah, I love y'all so much. Thank you for being so positive. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tune in for more. Tune in for more, y'all. I appreciate you. I'm enjoying this channel, but hey, I'm having to really allocate my time and be very aware of what my needs are, y'all, you know, because my needs are important. Not to say I'm gonna give up, but it's just gonna be very hard for me to get a match, y'all. It's gonna be very hard. Men are combative, sometimes more combative than women. Please like, share, and subscribe. Welcome back to the Advanced Insight channel. Click a like. I appreciate everyone that watches when they get off work or before they go to work, because I understand that sometimes you can't come into the live, but people have been trying their best. And I've been getting the amount of views that I would like to get. I'm meeting my personal goals on my views and my average views on my lives. And my numbers are steadily going up. And I'm getting subscribers every week. And I love my small channel here with the Advanced Insight channel. And I love our channel. This is like our channel, y'all. We're a team here. So I love y'all so much, and I appreciate your support, because I am not getting much support from my personal life. Not one man or woman has called and said, you know, Irene, I really like that video. When it happens, I'm gonna report it though. When that happens and somebody says they like my video and I personally know them, I will let y'all know. I will let you know. But thus far, that ain't what's happening, y'all. So again, please like, share, and subscribe. Tune in for more right here with the Advanced Insight channel. Thank you. Bye.